Yep. So you know we're going to timestamp it. April 29th, 2026, approximately 7:42 a.m. Eastern side. We done flipped them polls, so it might be Western, but then again, y'all know I don't know. But I know one damn thing. On that birth certificate or the certificate of live birth, they named us. And they put our names in all caps. So that means that they were standing on business when they named us. So I'm D'Amica. It's time for hashtag Lost Those Tarot Cards, our portals, the truth. We're about to open up some portals and reveal some truths here and on today's transmission. Before we get into the tarot portion of it, right? I'm going to be reading an article from New York Post here, as you can see by the thumbnail and as you can see by the title here. And the article is titled, give me a second, let me get to it. Rising heat from the ocean is causing Antarctica to melt from below, potentially accelerating weather events, study claims. Now, this is coming from, it was written by Ben Cost, and it was published on April 28th, 2026, approximately 10:26 a.m. on that eastern side there, all right? So we're going to get into that article of about why Antarctica, right, melting and the rising heat from below the ocean. We're also going to jump into a tarot read in regard to the energy that we pull out there. And then we're going to tap into the spiritual meaning of, or the metaphysical meaning of the sun here, okay? So let's go ahead and get ready to welcome in these energies here. Let's ring our bell from over at Sunville Sounds over on YouTube. All the links are in the description box to the article, to the Sunville Sounds, to the Spotify. Welcome to the frequency. Let's get into it. Yes, thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We are now welcoming in the energies that are going to reveal these truths as to why Antarctica is melting below and what should we expect. What messages are we to receive here coming up and moving forward? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and light my candle here, my swag candle. Money blessings, the swag candle. Y'all go ahead and get your notebook and your pen now. Now, I already did a pre-pull with the Oracle deck, okay? And I'm going to read those cards that came out. I believe it's 12. It might be 13, but I believe it's 12. So I did a pre-pull, and I made a video of that. But we're going to do an overall tarot read here, okay? I read all the comments at the end. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the frequency. Welcome to the frequency. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. And let's go ahead and light this candle here. All right, I got this candle from Dollar Tree. This white candle is coming from Dollar Tree. Calm and balance. All right, so we got our incense, right? We got our candle here. So let me go ahead and tap into this article. And then, oh, before the article, here's the what I pulled earlier from the Oracle deck. So the first that came out was talking about the first single woman in history that changed his story here, okay? So there's a single woman that's going to change the course of history. There's also sadness that was in the energy here, okay? Sadness due to someone having a spiritual purification here. Someone is transforming and others are sad about that, okay? Someone is experiencing themselves separate from the whole and it's causing sadness, okay? Abandonment is also here. Abandonment by a higher power, and there's a loss of purpose resulting in isolation here. So someone has lost their rank here, okay? Because they have this sadness of someone that's going through this spiritual purification here, right? And then they lost that rank there. Dark secrets are buried, and dark secrets that are buried long away are revealed here, right? And then what came out? This came out. Hidden unaliving came out there, right? Spirit, and that can mean spiritual separation from God, an unaliving of the self or ego, declining in spiritual well-being, unnoticed on the surface, a soul's transition to a non-physical realm here. So something was very hidden here, okay? And it revolves around a leader, right? A leader is also in the energy here, and they uphold values like morality, knowledge, cooperation, wholeness, interconnectedness, authenticity here. We lose loved ones to gain loved ones, but you see how that love there, right? But loved ones, who are the loved ones, right? Loved ones. These names, 6 names came up. I'm looking at Joseph, Joseph, Ebony, Karen, and then Devon, and David here. Fight with your mind and fight with your soul here, okay? There's a disappearance of several. Whatever's going on, there's a disappearance of several. The Jaguar came out with a message, and the Jaguar said, you represent inner energy. You are the Kundalini energy, both sun and moon. Focus on your communication. As you know, Uranus has pushed into Gemini here, okay? So grow and grunt for now, but there's no need to roar, okay? You are the gatekeeper to all that is unknown, and you offer the lessons about inner power here. Whoever you are, the Jaguar is within you, fighting with you, and cognitive dissonance is in the energy here, and something there, this is talking about energies that are uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable tension that exists when two conflicting thoughts are in the mind at the same time. So this tension exists between actions of the mind going against the actions of the heart, or what's known to be true here, and they've used this to weaponize your personal belief systems to reject truth and accept lies through their own mental state of cognitive dissonance here, okay? So cognitive dissonance is also in the energy here. So now we're going to go and push into the article before we push into the tarot read, okay? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. So let's go to that article. After we go into the article and then the tarot read, after the tarot read, I'm going to then give you the metaphysical meaning of the sun. Okay, so the article coming from New York Post. Can y'all see that? If it's not too glary there, hold on. All right, there we go. It's coming from New York Post there. Dang it. There we go. Can y'all see that? All right, so I'm going to read some of this article here. The link is also in the description box. I'm going to skim through it. You can also read the full article at your own convenience, right? So rising heat from the ocean is causing Antarctica to melt from below, potentially accelerating weather events. And this is what the studies are claiming here, okay? Antarctica is melting from below due to rising heat from the ocean, threatening the ice shelves, potentially accelerating sea rise and other catastrophic climate effects around the globe, per an alarming new study here, okay? It's almost like someone turned on the hot tap and now the bath is getting warmer. And this is coming from a senior author, Professor Sarah Perkey from Scripps Institution of Oceanography here. And she also wrote a statement. You can get that in the link. The study comes as the climate change lobby face increasing scrutiny over the apocalyptic predictions. It also says that in October, even Bill Gates, a renowned global warming doom monger, said climate change will not lead to humanity's demise, in a stunning reversal. The new research, which was conducted over decades by researchers at the University of Cambridge in collaboration with the University of California, focused on the movement of warm, salty mass called the circumpolar deep water, CDR, circumpolar deep water, comprised of a mixture of water from all the world's oceans. This aquatic hotspot is trapped by the ice sheets over 1,000 feet below the surface here, okay? So the study comes as the climate change lobby face increasing scrutiny over the apocalyptic predictions. In October, Bill Gates, again, said it will not lead to humanity's demise. However, researchers have long claimed that over the past 20 years, the undersea heat source has expanded and moved toward the Antarctic continental shelf, threatening to flow under the ice shelves and destabilize them, okay? This is problematic given that this frozen barrier helps hold back Antarctica's inland ice sheets and glaciers, which collectively harbor enough water to raise sea levels by an apocalyptic 190 feet. So unfortunately, scientists didn't have enough data to detect this troubling trend until now. Prior studies of the southern oceans, which surround the frozen continent, relied on transmissions from passing ships around once a decade. While this form of recon provided intel on temperature, salinity, and other info, it failed to capture the long-term changes in heat distribution due to the infrequency of the reports, okay? So to paint a complete picture of the thaw collapse, all right? So the researchers combined this intermittent ship data with intel from the Argo, a flotilla of floating probes that drifts about the ocean, probing continuous snapshots of the marine environment. By combining these methods, researchers were able to construct a record of detailed monthly snapshots over the last 40 years, allowing them to detect shift in warm waters for the first time ever. They found that CDR not only contributes to the melting of ice shelves, but also drives back where the ice meets the bedrock, exposing more of it to warm water and thereby accelerating the ice loss. In the past, ice sheets were protected by a bath of cold water, preventing them from melting. It's like an ocean circulation. The cause of the CDR's Antarctic voyage is yet unclear, but researchers suggest it could be a combination of natural and human induced climate change. In any case, this phenomenon could cause a catastrophic climate effects around the globe. All right, so you can catch this article. Details are inside the description box. You can click on that link. You can read the full article within its full essence there. In the end, the final message from it says, if it collapses completely, this could cause calamitous effects ranging from surging sea levels in North America to drought in Europe, inevitably disrupting both ecosystems and global food production. All right, so I know we're all here for some tarot, right? So let's get into some tarot before we jump into the metaphysical meaning of what is the sun there, right? What is the sun? So thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Tarot, where are you? Remember, it's always love, right? We're all out here learning. I hope you got your notebooks and your pens, right? All right. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. And speaking of the sun and what's helping it melt, shout out to Ophiuchus, right? What is under the continent of Antarctica, right? If we're gonna go spiritually, cosmically, there, what planes, what planets are under, and what is under Earth here? What could be beaming up there? What messages are we going to receive? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I pulled on astrology. I'm shuffling astrology, so we're going with astrology and then tarot. We'll pull some astrology real quick and then we'll jump into tarot. I read all the comments at the end. Welcome to the frequency, y'all. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the frequency. You'll always have a video that premieres every night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the astrology portion of hashtag Lost Souls Tarot here. So thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. All right, let's see what's getting into the astrology portion. What's this? Something about Scorpios. What up, Scorpio? You in the energy. Scorpio, Cancer. Cancer. Okay, Scorpio is saying focus on that transformation, power dynamics, your actuality here, right? October 23rd through November 21st could be relevant here. Cancer, you're very nurturing energy here, right? Intuition, emotional stability. The letter D and the letter C is in the energy here, okay? Also the letter J, right? The letter D, determination, discipline, dragon, my name, Damika. The number 4 is also here. Be bold and assertive in your beliefs and your actions. The letter C is here, right? Clarity, compassion, create, communication, crystals. Number 3 is here. Deeper connection with others, all right? You're focusing on a deeper connection with others and you're being bold and assertive in your beliefs and your actions, okay? The letter J and the number 10 is also out here. Aries that made its way out here as well. These are 5 portals so far. We want 4, 9, or 13. So we got J. The number 10, law and order is in the building. Law and order, the months of October and December also in the building. Spiritual completion is here. Okay, the letter J, joy, joy, jewel, justice, judgment, divine power. I love it. The power of speech. Aries, you are in the energy here, okay? For everyone, focus on those new beginnings there, right? That bravery, that leadership. Start taking those risks and step out of your comfort zone. March 21st through April 19th could be relevant here. We're looking for 4 more, divine and spirit. Thank you. 4 more. Water signs. Water signs are here. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Water signs are here saying, hey, focus on that fluidity, right? Adaptability and emotions. Let's not forget we have every zodiac sign within the body of us, right? Ashe. So water signs could be very ultra sensitive, mysterious, highly intuitive. Profound conversations is what you'll always have with the water sign there. 3 more signs, divine and spirit. Thank you. The 3 more signs, divine and spirit. The letter X and the letter Y, the letter X and the letter Y, X, right? XOXO Xenon is in the building. It's a need for equilibrium in someone's life. All right, the cross is here, right? The planet X, wisdom, spiritual completion, right? You have the power to choose. You have the power to balance. You have the power to transform. You are the intersection of opposites here. The number 24 and the number 6 is relevant here. The letter Y, right? The letter Y and the letter X, but the letter Y here, that year, something about that year in your youth here. The number 7, fire or flame, right? That fork here, right? That eagle, Horus, the hawk. The hawk has eyes on everything here, right? This is portal number 7 as well. So talk about that. Number 7, Ashe. Portal number 7 as well. Focus on your growth and your progress and your journey toward self-discovery here. Ashe. 2 more, divine and spirit. 2 more. Thank you. 2 more. Thank you. Talk about 2 more. Triple twos, quadruple twos came out. Portal number 8. Trust the process. Whatever's going on, practice on that patience, right? Maintain peaceful and maintain that harmony in all situations. There are partnerships coming up in your realization. Duality balances here. Ashe, 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 ashe. Focus on that trust, right? Trust the process. Earth signs came on out. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, representing loyalty, right? You're grounded, right? You're associated with solidity and stability. Start being realistic. We can be materialistic, right? Let's be more realistic because we are loyal and down to what? Earth. That's our 9 astrology messages coming out. Now we're going to push it to tarot. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit, right? I wanted to push it to tarot, but I grabbed the astrology deck. So it is what it is. So now we're here with the hashtag Lost Souls tarot cards here. And we're going to pull on 13 portals of the tarot cards to get the overall message as to why, right? Why is what is going on with the rising sun there? I says the rising sun is what's causing the continent of Antarctica to melt there. Is it a true continent, right? Is it a true season, right? Is it? So comment below if you're familiar with the 3 suns there that are rising. I'm familiar with Ophiuchus and I'm familiar with the sun that I see here, right? But if you can comment below, y'all know we're going to be here for at least an hour. Somebody go ahead and do some research for me if you don't mind. The 3 suns, what are the names and the colors of the 3 suns there? I know I got red and blue, I believe, in don't forget about the black sun too. It's so many suns out here. I love it. But let's get into the tarot read so I don't lose y'all. So the rising heat from the ocean, the rising heat from the ocean space is causing Antarctica to melt from below. Let's tap into the tarot read here. Ashe. What's going on? Potentially accelerating weather events is coming. Ooh-wee. All right, what's going on here? So the Page of Cups is what I see first here. The Page of Cups is coming out first here. And that's talking about open heart, right? Intuition, fresh perspective on life. With this Antarctica melting here, you're gonna be able to have that intuition be hiked up here, that creativity, the emotional new beginnings, right? Connection to your inner child. Focus on that, right? Let's play and let's play a little bit more. A lot of us, we've been a little bit too serious. Speaking from self, especially when we go down certain rabbit holes, and when we finally come out, we still are at defense mode, right? Right, but it's time for us to get back in them playful connections and start being a little bit more playful, especially if you have children around you. Use those jive jokers. Start playing with them. Get on their nerves. They always want to do TikToks and shit. Jump in them. You dig what I'm saying? So you're starting to have a different, fresh perspective on life, and this is an emergence of new opportunities that are driven by your intuition and your imagination. Ashe, ashe. So the second portal that came out was that strength, Aurora. I'm a July Leo, I roar. Okay. So inner fortitude is here and resilience, a deep connection with one's belief, values, and sense of purpose. Pursue that spiritual growth there, right? Have that strength. You are that fool that's on that journey. We all are, right? So you're having that strength, that deep connection with yourself, your beliefs, your values. You're facing your life challenges with grace, and you've endured that pain without losing that faith and without losing that hope here. Okay. I share to you. So the sun is coming reversed here. And what is that saying for some? What for you, it was a major divine message that's saying you are pushing in strength. With this ice that's melting, you're pushing in strength here, right? The sun is coming reversed for a lot. Why? Because that is a temporary dimming of their light. Take what resonates and leave what does not, right? But there's blocked joy here, right? A temporary depression, and this is temporary. It can be very temporary here, but there's a lack of success, a difficulty in achieving their goals because they don't know what's going on because everything's been built on lies here, okay? So the Six of Swords is coming reversed, right? So that's talking about trying to move on and make transitions that's needed. And because you're moving into that emotional new beginning and you're connecting with that inner child, that's exactly what you're doing here. And for some, it was the feelings of being forced to make a decision before you even wanted to, right? So that's leaving some haunted in the past and they can't let go. They feel like they're trapped at work there, right? And they're resisting the transitions that's provided. Life is providing them the transition, but it's like they're resisting it, and it's connected to strength here, right? So strength is also trying to like boomerang off of that as well. Like, hey, focus on your beliefs, your values, but something is here in the mind here, and that's the Six of Swords coming reversed here. And it's something that's like pushing someone or wants to push someone to return to the past here due to issues in the past not being resolved or questioning their decisions, resisting the transition that is provided. So yeah, someone's going through a mental transition and that chariot is coming reverse because they're not pushing on that strength energy here. And this is a major divine message here. That chariot is coming reverse because in the beginning they had that open heart, fresh perspective. It was emotional new beginning. They were told to connect to that inner child. And for most of us, we did. We pushed into that strength here. And then we have all these major energies coming in trying to fuck with your path on this journey here. And be conscious of becoming aware of aggression. You need to be aware of that aggression and that lack of willpower here, right? Because there's a lack of focus, motivation, or direction that's either being pushed at you, or this is what you're witnessing out here, and what your realization is, right? You're witnessing folks that are warped by their own obsessions with goals, or maybe this is you. Take what resonate, leave the rest here, right? But life is dragging them in every direction and they don't know which way to go. That's why the chariot is reversed here, right? And there's a lack of control and direction over their life. They need to gather their courage and emotions in order to become victorious like you have, you know what I'm saying? But they've been too impulsive and they can't control, and they don't realize that they're not always in control. They're only in control of themselves, but they're so busy trying to control others' destinies and paths that they didn't even get their chariot here at all. So the Seven of Swords is coming out here, and it's due to their betrayal and their deception. And that's why they have that blocked joy. Remember that blocked joy and that temporary depression here is to that betrayal and deception there, that theft, the lies, the gossip, the scams, the fraud, right? Tempting to get away with something, and you can never get away. The devil is always there to ask for what you owe there, right? So you were told don't move out of character before a lot. They moved out of character, and they're afraid of a danger or a secret that's coming out, having a hard time getting away with something, being sneaky, having hope that it don't get discovered, and they need to face the consequences, whether it's embarrassing or a punishment. And it's time for them to think on their feet there because they're tripping all over the place. All right. So this is what's happening as things are melting, thawing out, right? The truth is to be revealed. A lot of things are frozen to keep it preserved. Well, with those preserved things being thawed out here we go. Realization is here. So thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. 7 more portals is what we'll pull. And then we'll pull it to the Oracle deck. Wow. All right. So the first one I see is mental anguish, that 9 of Swords energy here, right? That 9 of Swords energy is coming out here. So a lot of folk is going to be dealing with this here. And this is probably why we're pushing ourselves away and going through that dark night of the soul. I hope you got your pens and your paper out there, right? Take your notes for what is truthful to you, what you believe, because only you know what is right or wrong. Only you know what is good or bad. Only you know that in your own realm there, right? You're in a realm controlling worlds. Let's remember that, right, beloved? So they're in mental anguish, right? It's anxiety, it's worry, it's nightmares. And we know that feeling. We've been there. I don't know as far as going there right now with the nightmares. Some of us, the anxiety and that worry, it comes back and forth, but we are learning how to delegate through that and just push forward in whatever that issue is, right? So it's a mental anguish for some, and they're kept up all night with the worries, and it's like the darkest time before dawn because they're doing that witching hour thing where instead of them resting and dealing with the shadows, they're pushing the shadows onto other beings or other things, right? So now that death is coming reversed energy, right? Told you, mental prison here, okay? And it's falling under that chariot that's reversed. And this is also portal number 8 here, right? So there's a strong resistance to change, and they are in that mental prison, right? And because they come in and out of the frequency here, look at this. Look at that. The incense, the other side of the incense caught on fire. I had it inside the candle, not diligent on my part, right? I had it inside the candle that I had lit there, but also it's like everything is burning up around, right? Everything is catching on fire here, because it's a mental prison and they're hanging on to a stagnant relationship and they're avoiding the negative patterns here, okay? And they were told, let go now, but they won't let go. And they're like pissed off. They have self-esteem issues. It's like no growth due to the lack of trust. And they were told that they need to change their career path, but they're sticking to that, okay? And that's very dangerous here, all right? 13th portal at 13th card as well, which is portal number 8 here. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. So now something's taking charge in a reversed energy based around their health, their wealth, right? Their groundingness here. Earth sign, shout out. Air sign, shout out. Water sign, shout out. Y'all all came out. Ashe, even that Leo came out. Ashe. Fire signs, what up? What up, all signs? What up, y'all? So, something's taking charge and getting settled in old karmic ways, and they were told don't do this, right? And that's what's causing them to be very stagnant and resistant. Like when that sun is beaming outside, you will realize if you go take a walk that some of us we feel refreshed. We come up with downloads, uploads, ideas, and things like that that we start putting into play, or we write it down, or we sit on it for a while, but it comes back up. That sun, right? That groundingness, that light, that warmth there, right? Truth, right? So the sun, here, that joy, right? You'll start dancing more, singing more. For some, you're going to be able to push through that procrastination and you will break the cycle, but for some they're not. They're going to be resistant to that change here, and it's based around coming truthful about the deception, the gossip, the scams, the fraud, the theft, and that's a lot all within one mouthful there, right? But it's time to face those consequences, whether it's embarrassing or a punishment, because this is all in someone's mind. And as we all know, once it gets to that mind there, ooh wee, you become your own worst enemy there. Yes, you do. Give me a sec, y'all. All right. So portal number, and that's portal number 9 there, right? Portal number 10 is that Page of Wands coming reversed energy here. And that's talking about for those that's in that mental anguish, right? You're kept all up all night, worried. It's the darkest time of the hour for you. Witching hours, basically those nightmares, right? It says here your mind is filled for some with one great idea after another, but you're unable to progress forward, and you keep ending up back to the beginning stages of whatever you try to accomplish there, and it's a failure to commit because you're not able to commit whatever you're trying to accomplish, and that's what's causing that mental anguish. It's time to give up there, but for some you're not, they're not, and it's an aimless search here, okay? Boredom, financial instability, overspending, and past is creating their problems now. So they're doing a lot of overspending in regard to probably trying to ease their mind, or trying to pay for divination, trying to figure out what's going on in someone else's life to figure out if they know about the lies. Do they know about the deception? Do they know about the gossip? Do they know? It's like somebody is tripping. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody tripping. I'm talking about like right now, in the moment, right now. How do they know? Why? Why are they doing this? Why me? But it's like nobody's even focusing on them, but they're making the focus about them because they're dealing with these lies, this gossip, and those shadows are fucking them up. And it's like with this the more the planet gets warm and hotter, the more you're going to be able to see those shadows or demons for what they are. And again, we are avatars. They come in and out of us all the time, but we know how to balance them out, and we know how to redirect them because they are not of our energy there, right? So this is wild here. This is wild. And that financial instability is all because that tower that they built up around the deception, the gossip, the scams, the fraud, the theft, all that crumbled. Oh, yes. Woo! And they still trying to lie about it. Here you go, got the world. Here you go. Here you go, beloved. You sitting in there, got the world at the palm of your what? Your hands, baby. You're having encounters with greatness, unity, and wholeness. It's a movement of inner and outer worlds. Give me a second. Yes, it is. Your individual self is linked to all other things. You have a desire to give back, but you're not giving back your energy, right? Not to those or those energies that don't deserve it or is not willing to give that energy back, right? You're in nirvana moment. Your goals are being completed, right? Look at you sitting up there with the world while they sitting up there in the mental prison. Chariot reverse. You started off in strength, you ended up in the world. Look at that. And in the middle of all that conflict, in the middle of all that conflict, there is death reversed and goddamn the chariot reversed. Look at that. That's a good battle right there. Goddamn. You ain't even really have to do much. Portal number 12 is the Page of Pentacles coming reversed here, right? So not only is it, they took charge, remember that, took charge in that resistance chain, and they didn't push through that procrastination there, right? Now they're immature, rebellious. It's like a dropout type of energy because they didn't want to face what they did wrong. So instead, they just dropped the fuck out, right? With no plans that work. It's like us and when we work, right? Or we have a job, right? And you know you're supposed to find another job before you quit that job, right? But for some of us, depending on the situation, we be like, man, fuck that shit, and we be out, right? But it's like no plans that work. You didn't have a plan. You had a plan, but you didn't follow through with that plan there, right? So it's like for this energy that's here, bad news and money, business, career, education, it's like they lack common sense, but they always want to sound smart type of situation. Very disloyal. Dark magic is also involved. It says it. Lazy and foolish with it too. And they are obsessed with tarot and divination. I said that earlier. Wow. Wow. So here you go. In the beginning, right? You're very open-hearted. You're very open-hearted, creative, emotional new beginnings. That Page of Cups energy. You're connecting with your inner child here, right? And you're playful, you're curious, you're no longer taking things too serious, right? You see the game, the systems, life for what it is, right? So in the middle of all that shit there, in the end, their will of fortune is denied, right? You kept your strength. You got on your chariot, they didn't. You went through the dark night of the soul with death energy, right? You went through that. They didn't, right? You are the sun. That strength pulled through, dimming their light. You dimmed their sun because they didn't deserve it. It wasn't their energy, right? And it could be temporary. Again, it could be temporary, but it's up to them. Yeah, but they didn't do that. They didn't choose that. God damn, they chose the wrong goddamn path here. Damn, this is wow. But look at you. Look at you. Nirvana moment. And this is a long-term process that was happening. Initiation after initiation. And some of them you didn't take. And that's what made you gain rank, right? In your ascension. Become trustworthy to be able to receive information from divine spirit and higher realms there, right? Therefore, their will of fortune denied in the end. And that's the 13th portal there. So that stands for like bad luck, right? The wheel of fortune, right? It's just the ups and downs. You accept it for what it is. And you know that you create that will there, right? So now their will of fortune, it could be good or bad, right? Karma. But theirs is their wisdom is taken. Their access is denied. They've become closed mind to the power of universe. So they out here spitting out all this goddamn information that is false. You understand? And all their gurus and the gurus, what's they call, like lifestyle gurus and master teachers and all that shit is already been collapsing, but now it's like on a rapid pace. Their will, because they fuck with time. Shout out to Chronos, because they fuck with time over and over and over again. If you're on a 16-hour day, they call it 24 hours now. They fuck with time over and over and over again and make you think you running out of time. And it's they dumbasses on a hamster wheel. You're timeless, beloved, right? You sit at the table with Chronos, telling Chronos what to do. You tell time what to do while still seeming like you're constructed to it. I love you. You're so smart. But anyway, their will of fortune is denied. Unforeseen destiny. Cereal, no milk. Damn. Oh my God. Access denied. All right, so now we're going to pull into the oracle portion of this. Earlier today, I already told you I did these 13 portals that came out, but we're going to go ahead and pull on portals here just from what we got from this read here. And we're going to pull on that sun that is reverse energy, right? That temporary depression. Y'all already know, if you're new to the frequency, new to the channel, my oracle deck can go anywhere, right? But you're going to learn today. One thing we're going to do is we're going to learn here. So, right, with this Antarctica that's melting, for example, a portal could come out and you're going to be jumping into a reality in the UK, or you're going to be jumping into a reality of what this says. Look at this. United States deepest foundation. What does it say? United States deepest building foundation here. Deepest building foundation. You never know where you could go with these portals here. I'm going to pull it out real quick and read to you what it says. Thank you to the tarot deck. We're going to put tarot back on up here. Thank you to the tarot deck here. And just for example, my oracle deck, we could go anywhere in the realm. That's why they portals here, right? And beyond this realm, right? But it's wherever your imagination, wherever your mind is going to go, so that we could take it into this manifestation of the real world. And I'm going to leave it to y'all to compete and compare if my shit come out true or not. I know what the fuck my shit do. So let's get into it. United States deepest building foundation means that the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, which is 1,070 feet skyscraper of 61 stories, as above, so below now, 310 feet below existing grade, which was completed in 2017. It surpassed 282 feet deep Shanghai Tower. So it's taller than the Shanghai Tower there, right? 14-foot thick concrete slab, an acre wide. And it says 49 million pounds of concrete. Sanford Underground Research Facility is there. Basically, Sanford Underground Research Facility, for those who didn't understand any other word that I said there, right? Because I pulled in a lot of frequencies here, right? So Sanford Underground Research Facility is there, right? United States deepest building foundation in San Francisco. Ashe, but that's where the oracle deck can take you. So we're going to start with the sun that came reversed energy. And we'll pull on the oracle deck we just pulled out there, right? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the hashtag Lost Souls Oracle deck. And we're going to pull on this sun reversed energy here, right? Temporary depression, dimming of their inner light. Somebody just started their ignition outside here, right? So somebody was able to start their ignition. So again, temporary depression. What messages are we going to find out in regard to this sun coming reverse energy, right? Ashe. Let's see. I got some names here. Obama, Trump, Myers, Voorhees, Long, Ross. Mind games have turned into real life here. The mind games have turned into real life. They don't like when we got the control over the game. Give me a second. I got to stretch my legs out. Y'all know how I go. What's this? They've been banned, protested, and censored. Whatever's going on. Temporary depression due to being banned, protested, and censored here. Mind games have turned into real life here, right? Temporary dimming of your inner light. It's gonna for some of you, you are embodying the sun. You embody a radiant, self-assured, and magical presence, and that's why their sun has come reversed here. Okay, you have not told lies, they have, right? You read up, they're sloth, they're lazy, right? The deadly sin, the lack of desire or motivation to do good, lethargic, a refusal to enjoy God's goodness, and a reluctance to act upon it. A sin of omission that causes a breakdown in charity and spiritual progress. Sorrow about spiritual good. God damn. The sloth is here. Historic havens have been restored. So yeah, with that ice melting, there a lot is going to be restored here. It says historic havens though. 2, 4, 7. We need 2 more divine and spirit. 2 more. For why their sun is reversed here. Lack of success, difficulty in accomplishing and achieving their goals. Oh no. Why are you so relevant right now? Or why were you so relevant? The dark forces is following the light. And that's portal number 9. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine. All right. We're going to move on to that Chariot reversed energy there, right? Because for some, we were told to be aware of that aggression and that lack of willpower, right? Some of us, we get that power and we let it take control over our mind, and we become disrespectful to divine and spirit and the rules that are set in place here, right? So for some, we were able to emerge victoriously, but for some, we didn't. We were too impulsive. What else it says? It was a lack of control and direction over your life here. You were warped by your own obsession with your goals here, which you should be, but what were your goals? Right? Life is dragging you in every direction. So you're not getting in this chariot. There's a lack of focus. You got to go through the dark night of the soul. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. And for some, you did that, but for some, while you were there, you were in that mental prison, hanging on to a stagnant relationship, that death reverse energy there, right? You won't let go of something, those negative patterns. Yes, you're depending on those relationships for some. Let's see what's going on. Ashe. What's you? Come here. Yellowstone National Park, as above, so below. Tobago Main Ridge Forest Reserve. So with Yellowstone National Park, it's in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. Coordinates 44.60 degrees north, 110.50 degrees west. Oh shit, over 4,744,353 victims. And it is over 2,219,790.71 acres. May 1st, 1872 could be relevant. God damn. Yellowstone National Park. You know, all national parks there. As above, so below. Damn. Let's get into this. And we're going to look up Sanford Underground Research Facility as well. The chariot is coming reversed. I'm looking at Wolf's Head and Scrolling Key. 1842, 1883, 142 years active. Yale University, as above, so below. Wow. Chariot is reversed. Warped by your own obsessions there with your goal. Spiritual homeless. God damn. Yeah, you're suffering from substance. For some, they're suffering from substance abuse here. Bad health, crisis, challenged emotional and mental health. They can't handle the challenges. Oh my God. Portal number 4 is Astaphius, the Archon. Yep, Astaphius got their ass. They got no support from the ancestral realm. Remember that, spiritual homeless, right? Astaphius representing Venus, The heavens of 4, 6, 8, and 9, right? Sophia, divinity. Ooh, demiurge. Woo wee. Got in the wrong chariot. It could be the right one though. Hey, everything is a message. God damn though. Ooh. So we're gonna move on to that 7 of swords there. Betrayal and deception is here. That theft, right? They got the wrong chariot. They took them dirty offers there. Where you at, babies? The deed came up, almost came off here. So somebody ripped the dirty offer. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Somebody ripped the dirty offer of the dreams. Woo! The dirty money that was in the dreams there. It got, that contract is burned, torn, is done, right? The dirty offer that led to the financial hardship, the dirty gift, the clothes. Somebody still has jewelry, okay? And they're trying to steal your destiny because jewelry is still on this card here, okay? But Shay, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful here. But they took those dirty offers there. That theft, the lies, the deception, the gossip, the scams, the fraud here. A deal, a job, a favor that was tainted by dishonesty. It was corrupt. It was an immoral gain. It was a trap. It was very tempting, right? And they wish that you had failed or were unalive. They had no respect for you here. Wow. And it was an attempt to pollute your inner life here. Okay. Whew. Whatever's going on, that's not your baby, bruh. Whoop. I ain't even knock yet, but whatever's going on, that's not your baby, bruh. Lies, deceptions, damn, yo, that shit ain't funny neither. Because you know when some certain people find this out, man, they take it a different way. But hopefully the baby ain't full grown. Baby probably still in the womb, and you had questions about it. And get that DNA test, whoever you are, and find out as early as possible if you can. Now, if you've already been in that child's life, it's your decision to kid. It's your decision to stay there now. And don't have no hard feelings about whatever choice you make. Don't do that part. Make your choice and move on and act on it. And that's that. All right. Let's knock on this. Let's knock on this here. The betrayal and deception before I keep reading here. Let's knock on this here. Ashe. And the reason why I said before I keep reading is covenants is out here, okay? Covenants, restrictive racial, political covenants are out here, okay? And the lies, the theft, deception, the gossip, it says back off. Divine Spirit said back off, okay? Back off this frequency. God damn, this is a divine message here. Whatever's going on with those lies, deceptions, that gossip, that fraud there, and you thought you was getting away with something, you thought you was being sneaky, God. You were told to back off. It ain't funny, but it is. But you took that as an invitation for introspection. What? And you realized you couldn't uncover the hidden messages there, and you couldn't gain the wisdom there. It wasn't for you. Yes. You had to acknowledge the aspects of life that caused the unrest or discontentment. Oh my God. Gosh. You were told to back the fuck off. You got greedy, bitch. Whoever you are. Male, female, woman, man, them or they. Shit. Damn. We're going to move on. Now they left up all night worried, right? The Nine of Swords came out. The Nine of Swords came out. They're anxious, worried, the nightmares. Yeah, they worried. They worried there. Oh my God. They worried. And look what came after the Oregon harvest. The Atlantis Alliance. God damn, what time is it, y'all? Oh, okay. Organ harvest, surgical procedure, removes your organs. Transplantation it can be illegal. It was for commercial gain all around the world now. This is global. Some have not consented and some have consented. Organs and tissues here, okay? Damn. Stem cells, all that good stuff. Melanin, all that. Yeah, they up all night worried, goddammit. Witching hour, darkest time before dawn. They having nightmares. The Atlantis Alliance is in the building. What does that represent? You got your notebook and your pens, right, beloved? Um, Ties with other star systems. Warnings, past life memories are here. The Pleiadians, a reminder of human fragility, high vibrational energy, the Lyra star system, the need to align technological progress with wisdom and ethological grounding, resurrection, the sunken city, civilizations, the downfall of civilizations, the law of one, misuse of powerful energy crystals and technology, the destruction, ego and demise, demiurge there, ego and advanced technology that led to war and chaos, rebirth and memory. Wow. They up all night word. As Antarctica is thawing out. Speaking of Antarctica thawing out. And when y'all take y'all meat out the freezer, stop saying I gotta unthaw my meat. You gotta thaw it out. We gotta thaw it out. Okay. Unthaw is gonna keep it frozen. Thawing out is gonna melt it. Okay. What the baby powder? 905. Okay. 905. Something about 905, y'all. What do that equal? 14. Atlantis Alliance. Wow. What the fuck is a cartel? Wow. They up all night worried. They up all night worried, y'all. And particularly, they have weaponized, or they've been weaponized by many institutions. They have weaponized many institutions. God damn. The Golden Enchantress came out. You know how you got one card? I got Lost Souls in here. I got the Golden Enchantress. The Golden Enchantress is considered to be a female archetype figure. Radiant, sun-like beauty, immense magical power, captivating and transformative presence, gold, life, beauty, and light. They can use charms. It is a woman made of magic, influential to others, the empowered healer, a sorceress, sirens, mermaids, Lilith, dangerously seductive now, allures to captivate, control, or at times of divine order to destroy. God damn. That's 4 to 5. That's 5. 6 is this Golden Enchantress is providing the internal walled guarding within yourself. Right? What's that? 2, 4, 6. Here's 7. 7. Portal 7 is the 7 Essene mirrors here, right? Mirror number 1. The way you feel is reflected back to you. Mirror number 2. The mirror reflects back what we most dislike and judge in others. Mirror number 3 refers to the mirror to feeling of being drawn to someone when we look into their eyes. Mirror number 4 reflects our addictive compulsive behaviors due to materialism. Mirror number 5 is the relationship with earthly parents. Mirror number 6 is the dark night of the soul. Mirror number 7, total acceptance to surrendering to the divine. Number 8, portal number 8. The unconscious can have a positive and creative aspect collectively united. Portal number 9. Check the prints again. They changed their names. They up all night word. Yeah, they changed their names and shit. Check them fingerprints again. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're now going to move on to, let's see. Give me this Page of Pentacles reverse energy, right? Very immature, rebellious, lazy, foolish. Dark magic is involved here. Bad news in the money, the business, because they've been obsessed with tarot and divination here. And that's pretty straightforward here. It falls right under that Knight of Pentacles reverse energy here. Let's see what's going on. Ashe. The color red is coming out. 7 souls, the color red. Purity is here. Determination, ancestral. The power of, what's that say? I don't know. Something at the darkest time. I can't read my own handwriting there. Refusal. Refuse your soul. You're refusing your soul back to, you're refusing your soul back together in the red power. You're very determined. Yeah. You had a fractured soul and you're putting it back together. Ashe. Ashe to you. Ashe. You're pushing out of that Page of Pentacles reverse energy. And it's leaving a lot on red the other way. A glacier, as above, so below. Gateway arch, as above, so below. Glacier, Montana. Montana, you done came out, what, twice now? Going to do a read on you. Ritualistic sacrifices, 3,208,755 victims here, okay? Rocky Mountain Peaks, going to the Sun Road. May 11th, 1910 could be relevant. Triple Divide Peak, Waterton Glacier International Peace Park, 26 rapidly glaciers, 130 named lakes, okay? Gateway Arch, Montana. I'm doing a read on you, okay? Welcome to the frequency. Welcome to the channel. Next transmission will be about who? Montana. We ain't talking about Hannah. We're going to get the best of both worlds today, though. Fuck that, Montana. Again. The Gateway Arch. Now, these coordinates are 38.63 degrees north, 90.19 degrees west, over 2,563,52 victims here. May 22nd, 2018 could be relevant. Lois and Clark expedition, which was initiated by Thomas Jefferson. Old courthouse across Greenway, as above, so below. Dred Scott case about slavery, okay? The glacier, the coordinates, 48.80 degrees north, 114 degrees, 0.00 degrees north, okay? Damn. Dark magic involved. They was trying to control all the elements with ease, but you do. You control all the elements with ease. You're the fool on the journey, controlling all of these elements, right? And you control the fifth element, you, the spirit. You control that. Wow. What is that? Yeah, enforcement is here. Something about enforcement. You are enforcement, but the judicial branch interprets the law, but relies on the executive branch to enforce its decisions. Thank you for that. Page of Pentacles reverse. And then the last portal we're going to tap into is the Wheel of Fortune that's coming denied energy. I got to pray. We got to pray. Cut and burn the cords to these energies here and let divine spirit do what they got to do on out there. Final messages. Don't forget this whole transmission was about Antarctica that's thawing out. A false ass continent that should have never been there with their cryo freezing ass. But anyway, you can check out the article for your own and do your own research, because you should have had your pen and your paper, right? Because you always going to do your own research, right? You ain't going to believe a word that come out my mouth, right? You're going to do your own research, right? Yes, you are. Wheel of Fortune coming denied. Ashe. What's that? Come here. Let's see. I got more here. We're going to read them. Wheel of Fortune coming denied here. You got Jupiter in the energy. Sagittarius that made its way out. Jupiter rules over Sagittarius. Fire sign. Sagittarius, what you do? Used engineers as weapons here. Social engineers are engineers. Some of them have been used as weapons. A lot of those scientists have been disappearing there, here and now. They're using the engineers as weapons here and now. All must be revealed. All must be revealed here. Oh my God, the lion just fell over. My lion just fell over. Defectors and moles. Leo, roar. Defectors and mold, deep cover agents, long-term snakes, sleeper agents, espionage agents, all must be revealed. Wheel of Fortune is denied here. Seth the Archon is with them, right? And Seth the Archon is taking action on them. All right, because you're a trustworthy person. They have to obey you. Don't forget that. They have to obey you. What's that? 2, 4, 6. This is 8. One more or 5 more. Divine attribute you are. You're very supportive. You're faithful here. You're reliable. You're honest, and you have integrity. While they over there getting fucked up by their own archons, by their own egos. You see how that works? Right? So the archons, a source of power that is not light, right? They are cosmic mistakes. The 12 thrones, the 12 gatekeepers of illusions here, right? They're Gnostic systems, right? Systems that are maintained around us by beings that are pretending to be gods, right? Right? So now, where we at? What was that, 8? Here go 9. They want you to forget the past and head off into another direction, but you can't. You're on your go. You're on your mission here, right? Where am I? Let me get a few more out. 59 on the timer. I love it. That's 9. Let's get 4 more. Caffeine and steam. Yoni steam. Yoni steam, y'all. Yoni steam. That coochie. I took a good bath earlier today. My coochie was thirsty as fuck. Sometimes us as women, we used to getting up, taking showers, things like that. Hey, love on yourself, baby. That bitch was thirsty. She was like, trying to tell you, yoni steam, babies. Yoni steam, and maybe we doing too much caffeine out there. Focus on that caffeine, right? Maybe it's too much in the energy, but caffeine and steam is out here. That's portal number 10. Who are you? Come here. Portal number 10, 11. Portal number 11 is look out for the synchronizations. All right. It's not just the numbers anymore. I know y'all seen it. Portal number 12, smudge with sage. Smudge with the ashes of the sage. Okay. But yeah, look for the synchronizations. Listen out for those conversations that seem very loud that people are having. Okay, maybe you just thought about something and you're looking for an answer or a clue. Divine Spirit going to give it to you on a license plate. It's going to start showing you words. It's going to be trucks that's going to drive past you at a certain time that you're thinking about something. It's going to have certain words or pictures on it. Pay attention, beloveds. Pay attention there. Okay, we need one more. What is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We need 2 more, Divine Spirit. 2. Oh, thank you. What's this? 2 more. I love it. $1 million said, so that's where they hid you. Portal number 12 says, hey, money is coming your way, baby. Let me hold some information in the description box. Also, these acronyms are coming out. ALEX, JANUS, ALEXUS. As above, so below. As above, so below. Alex, Janice, Alexis. As above, so below. All right, beloveds, let's get into these comments down here. Then we're gonna pray. Cause y'all know I got to go. I'll come back on later because you know Montana ain't getting away with shit. Not even Hannah. All right, whatever, y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. All right, let's see what we got. Saka. SAKHA 76-H said, hi, what up, beloved? Very first message that came in, what's up? Frederick Williams, 3167, I bet it smells great in there, and it do. And it do, legs wide open and everything, and it do. Thank you, baby. Idris Mediz, WM1JS said Iris. Damn, Idris, I called your ass Idris. I'm so sorry, Iris. That's a beautiful name, too. Iris, I'm so sorry. Iris is watching from the Philippines. What's up? Email me with some type of recipe I could cook from the Philippines until I get there, Iris. That's what's up. Y'all got some good recipes and stuff. Yes, that touch the soul. Yes, it do. Janet Thompson said, I like spicy too. I ain't afraid of the spicy, Iris. Send it to me, baby. Janet Thompson, what up, beloved? I'm gonna spell this one. MASECHABATSOTETSI-G1XFK 5K. What up from South Africa? What up? You too. Send me a recipe. Yes. Nothing too hard though. Nothing too hard. Unless you're gonna email me and we could do a Zoom call. You teach me together. Come on now. Come on. Let's network. Heidi, what's going on, beloved? How you doing? Angel Mary 777. What up, Grand Rising? You looking cute too. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing in the energy. I can feel it. Male, woman, female, man. That's what we doing. Them are they, y'all too. That's what we doing. Mashaba? Oh, Lord, Mace. I'm going to call you Mace for short. Says exactly. Yes. Sabotaging my son. Sabotage. Oh, okay. I think you're trying to say sabotage. I am new. Well, welcome to the frequency. Welcome to the channel. You know what I'm saying? One thing your son is probably doing is sabotaging themselves. One of my sons doing it too. Hey, they probably doing it. All my children, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have to go through their own dark night of the soul. You know what I'm saying, beloved? And we just gotta allow them to do that. And when you're on a certain frequency, we gotta be strong enough to let them do that without us interfering too much. And it's easier said than done. So do it at your own pace and allow spirit and divine to they're there for you to surrender whatever you can't control. Shit, give that shit up. Whatever you don't understand, give it up and then walk in your greatest divine power, beloved. So we got Sarah Williams dash 9 N9B that says good morning, says hi, says thank you. God is good. I know that's right, Ashe. The frequency is God is great. I love it. May said exactly. Uh-huh. And Sarah said on the list, Stephen Tronalone said, hi, what up, beloved? How you doing? Eagle Carteret. Eagle Carteret. What's up? I caught that one. What's up? What's going on? A location that needs checking. Okay, Rick James, 7897 said, hi, what up to the frequency of Rick James and you too, Rick James. What's up? Angel Marley 777 threw up the XO with the X's and A. Back at you. It's always peace, light, love, and that darkness. I noticed I was sabotaging myself today. Don't we always do it? Maria Castillo, what up? Grand rising to you, beautiful. What's up, Angel? But don't we always sabotage ourselves? Every freaking time. But guess what else we do? We have that strength to realize when we got to fix it too. So take your time and figure it out. You got this, beloved. All right, y'all. Let us pray. Deep breath in. Hold it. Release. I rebuke all spells, all rituals, and all castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected my way, our way, on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Anything and everything that we are all connected to, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and ethereally, they are all protected. All is transmuted into whatever was sent to us. And then it is sent back to its source because we are already sovereign and because we are already free. Any agreements and any contracts that we may have agreed to while we were being on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness, they are already cut, burned, and ended on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. I know damn well that I am sovereign. Divine Collective, I know damn well that you are sovereign. I know that together, Divine Collective, we are sovereign. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. And so it is. All right, y'all. Make sure you say that prayer, or you make sure you say your prayer in increments of 3, 6, or 9 in order to make your manifestation, your dream, or your vision come alive. Much peace, much light, much love, but especially that darkness because of dark matter. And if ain't nobody told y'all today, I am honored to not only tell you I love you, but to receive that love back. I am honored. I am honored. I am honored. All right. Info in the description box. I love y'all. All right. Maria Castillo. What up, y'all? We don't know Jesus. I know the frequency of Jesus. That's just your Christ consciousness that's going to rise until your ultimate God there. The frequency. We working on energy and frequencies, y'all. All right. I love y'all. Peace. Okay. We are family.